Recording.
Hello everybody and welcome back to our Mukbang channel!
You can't say welcome back because it's our first time.
Welcome to our Mukbang channel!
Okay, we'll get copyrighted for the office in the back.
It's our
Show them
topic
Watson.
of conversation.
You dog?
This is how they do it. They
It's
just
so uncomfortable.
go like this and then they just eat it. Because you still
You're supposed to go like this. Now, this is what we're eating. For my
I'm
hand.
not doing a makeup tutorial.
That's what they do. That's what they show. They show what they're eating.
Next time we can do Taco Bell.
I don't like Taco Bell. Oops, we lost the fork. So we decided to bake random things tonight, right?
You're making bread
Without a recipe.
and I'm making carrot muffins with a recipe. Boxed.
And Emily doubted me that I couldn't make bread without a recipe.
We still haven't pulled it out of the oven yet, so we don't really know.
We'll
how
show
it's
the
gonna turn
camera
out.
and it'll be beautiful.
I think we didn't eat it quick enough after I made it.
What do you mean?
Oh, I think they like seeing me like physically eat it instead of like this. Such technique.
It's tough. You gotta like figure out things to talk about.
That's why Stephanie like picks a topic for each of her mukbangs. Lately she's been doing serial killers. So each episode she talks about a specific serial killer.
Well, you're into Carla Homolka and
Paul Bernardo,
I was gonna say Andy
Ken and
Bernard.
Barbie.
Andy Bernard from The Office.
The Ken and Barbie killers.
Well, why don't you tell them about, for the people who aren't Canadian, might not know about famous Canadian murder. Why don't you tell the story?
Paul Bernardo was dubbed as the Scarborough killer, Scarborough rapist. This was back in like 1991, so this was before I was born.
Yeah, but didn't he like, it was a little girl they killed?
They killed, well, initially before he met Carla, he would like pull girls. I guess that he would kind of like, he would rape them. He'd find random girls on the street and basically like pull them into like a hidden area and rape them.
But he wouldn't kill him.
He wouldn't kill him, he'd let them go. And so someone managed to catch like a glimpse of his face and they gave an ID to the police, like a sketch.
Mm-hmm.
And then Paul's friends recognized him and basically told the police that it was Paul.
His friends ratted on him?
Yeah.
Well, I guess he's not ratting. His friends are rapists.
So they collected DNA, but they didn't process that DNA until 2 years later. Because DNA wasn't a thing in like 1991 and it took a really long time. So in those 2 years he met Carla Homolka. Yeah, we're doing a mukbang. So in those 2 years he met Carla Homolka and basically together they killed 2 girls and Paul somehow convinced Carla to like coerce his sister into like the basement
Oh,
of their
yeah, it was
home.
his sister. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
That's even more fun.
Yeah, her sister actually, because he was upset that Carla wasn't a virgin. So Carla offered her little sister to Paul as like a gift.
So it was her sister.
Her sister, yeah. And so they drugged her, then they put some kind of like, it's kind of like chloroform, like over her mouth, so she'd like stay passed
Docile
out.
or
But that ended up killing her. And they called the police right away, and the police brushed it off as like an alcohol poisoning.
That's fucked. So the first time they did it, they got away, basically.
I can't remember if they killed the sister first or the other two girls, but they killed the sister, they called the police, they disregarded it and said it was due to like overconsumption of alcohol. And then Leslie Mahaffey?
Who's Leslie?
Leslie is another.
How does she come into?
she's
I gotta
another
check on
girl.
my bread.
Check on your bread.
You keep telling the story though.
I think her name was Leslie Mahaffey. She was 14 years old. She was walking home from school. And basically Carla and Paul pulled into like a church parking lot
Yeah.
and waved her over because they pretended like they didn't know or they needed some help with direction. So she came over and then they like dragged her into the car.
No recipe, bitches.
That actually looks pretty good.
No, it does. So good. We're gonna put
It
it.
smells good. Cut some.
It's too hot. You gotta let it like. It's like a
Too-
steak. I think you kind of gotta let it rest. You know.
Did you drop the oven?
It's just cooling down. So it's gotta do that thing. Anyways.
Yeah, so
sorry to cut you off.
they pulled her into the car, took her back home, drugged her, raped her, kept her for a couple days, and then they strangled her and then they cut her up. And then like
Okay, wait. Who is this again?
Leslie Mahaffey.
This is just a random person.
She was like 14 years old. Yeah, she was random. Some random bypasser. An unlucky bypasser. And then put her body into like cement blocks. And then threw it into like the ocean.
Well, not the ocean. Into Lake Ontario. Because I'm pretty sure, like, I was 2 at the time, but I remember when they finally went to trial, I was like, it was a big thing. And
Yeah, it was huge. Because they recorded everything too. All
Yeah.
of the rapes and everything.
and I'm pretty sure they found parts of her body near my house, or like near Toronto or something. Because they like dismembered her and
And they
put her
just
in a bunch of random places, I thought.
near St. Catharines. I don't really know how far
maybe
that is
about-
from like.
It's far, but I just
Toronto.
remember being young, so it was like all over the news near me.
Yeah.
And Lake
it was-
Ontario to me was like my back door, but it's huge, so yeah.
I think it's one of like the most heinous crimes in Canada. Because normally it happens in the States.
Well, yeah.
That's-
Apart from that fucking creepy. Remember I showed you the like. I can't remember his name. He was like the commander in chief or whatever it is in military terms of
Oh, yeah.
Trenton Air Base, and he would like sneak into girls' homes and like
Steal their underwear and like.
tie them up and then
Wow.
kill them and shit. And he had like.
And he took pictures of
Yeah.
himself in their underwear.
Which is kind of comical, but he did horrible things. Kind of like
I
a
remember that one. He was
punishment.
Canadian too.
Yeah, he was like he was like super high up in the military. Like he ran Trenton military base, which is like massive. It's just outside Ottawa. Like he was like close to the prime minister. Like
How did they finally catch him?
I can't remember. They basically it came down to his car. And
They found evidence in his car?
No, they like there was these 2 guys who drove past the girl's house like late at night, and they saw this. It was like a Jeep Patriot or something parked in the field, like just randomly in the middle of the field in the middle of the winter, like next to her house, and they thought it was weird. And then she got murdered, and then they came forward and told the police about it, and then they like whatever, you know, they pulled however many Jeep Patriots were in that area, and then they started profiling people, and then like they found a boot print. And then it matched his boot, and then eventually he confessed in like the 8-hour interrogation or whatever.
It's scary to think that someone in such a power of like authority can do
Well, that's the
something like
thing,
that.
because they like
You would have never suspected someone.
people dismiss them because they're like, well, it would never be that person, right?
Yeah, that's scary. I already feel my face bloating.
Spicy, man.
Mukbangers eat 5 packs
Can I have some of your drink?
themselves. Yeah. Like Nick, he'll eat 5. That's a lot.
Thank you. How much is left? A lot, right? I guess not too much.
Yeah.
That's like 2 packs, man.
We only eat one.
Oh yeah, that's easily 2 packs. I feel like I need to keep making eye contact with the camera for some reason.
I feel like it's actually not too hard because you can just cut out parts where you're eating. I mean, you're silent, right? You don't have to be like.
It's actually pretty like, it's
Awesome.
not even dense. It's like very airy.
Excited to try it.
It's kind of cool down for sure.
Do you feel like Brad?
Fuck no. I'm in love with, what's his name? Brad what?
Something Willikis? Willikis?
Brad from,
Bon appetit.
yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only guy who has like, because I think a lot of those cooking ones are like, they're mostly female. I
Like
find.
cooking channels in general?
Yeah, and then it's like all baking. Or
Unless you're like
he's
Jamie.
very like, I bet you if you looked at his demographic, he would be like 50-50 girls and guys.
I think so.
Or
Because I
maybe
think
more
a lot
guys.
of guys like relate to him personality wise because he's
Like-
really funny.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does like beer and like stuff like that, right?
Fermented
Makes
stuff.
mustard and like beef jerky and like dude stuff.
Manly man stuff. I like Claire. I like her stuff.
I'm pretty sure Watson was in like the frame in the background.
Honey, come here. Come over here.
Chub Chub,
Sit.
come here, Chub Chub. Come in the camera.
Say hi. You have to hold like a treat over here.
Chub.
Introduce her.
Come here. I'm not sure how big the frame is, but I think she's in frame.
Imagine if this was your job. Just eating and like talking.
Fucked up. Can you move my bowl closer? I'm definitely crushing you in like noodles per minute.
It's okay,
NPM.
I'm actually. I'm fine with that. Stephanie's boyfriend just like. He hasn't shown his face yet in a video ever. His hand just reaches in from the corner of the frame to like grab food. But they'll have conversation.
I'm still curious like how much that Mukbangers actually make because you don't really get sponsored like.
You do.
By who? Like that cold.
Coldest water bottle.
That's it though. Like they don't. It's
Or
not like
like
a normal.
Audible or something.
Yeah, they're not like a normal YouTuber though.
No.
Like they reach a very small demographic. People who like watching people eat. Like I don't even know.
But mukbangs have become like a huge thing now though.
They have, but I don't think like
White
And
culture
again, I don't
doesn't
know,
really know
but-
about it.
I don't know what age group of people watch mukbang. Versus like David Dobrik is like kids who
That's
are like
true.
13 through 20 probably, right?
Or 13 to 30.
I don't see myself as 30 though. It's weird.
How do you feel?
I feel like age at a certain point just like kind of it just like isn't a thing anymore.
Do you feel like
Like I think now it's weird. Sorry to cut you off. It's like when I look at the old man like shoveling the snow across the way today. It's kind of like I bet you that guy just like feel like you still feel like you, like a young person, but like you're physically, you're just
so your mind is still young?
okay. Hold on. Sure, if you're mentally healthy, yes. But of course, when you get old, people's mental state starts to deteriorate. But there is a lot of old people who are very fucking sharp. But you're just like trapped. It's such a weird thing to think about.
Trapped
Like
in an old body, yeah.
you're like physically trapped, but you still have a young. You never really change, right? You're like You never really change who you are over time.
No, you just gain more experience and knowledge, if anything. That's why I'm okay with dying when I'm like 70. I don't need to live till like I'm 100 years old.
No, unless
There's
they
no
figure out a
point.
way to like make you age slower physically.
Yeah, my body can still function properly.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so weird. I was just like staring at him today. Like, it sounds creepy. I was just staring at an old man, but it's like that's fucked to think. Like he is trying to shovel his driveway, and he was like he would do like one row at a time, like, and you could see he was like winded, like after doing one. It was heavy snow because it's spring, but then I'm like, that guy must just be like, what the fuck? I remember when I was like 20, and I could just like
Run a
bang this out in
marathon
like 2
that, like,
minutes, you know?
Yeah. That's why I think it's really important to start really good habits when you're like 25. As we shovel ramen in our
Yeah.
face. But
No,
like
I
working
know.
out 3 times a week, eating healthy.
Well,
got
we're really
you.
not doing that.
No. Because there's this woman who's 80 years old and she doesn't look 80 and she works out like every single day.
See, but that being
She's
said,
up.
like, there's still this like random like RNG to life that like your number may just come up, and you are like, you're one of those people who like never experienced a lot of things because you're like, oh, I'm a health nut. I would never do that. I would never drink. I would never do any drugs or try like any different experience that would affect my health. And then they die at like 27, never doing anything or trying anything in their life because they get hit by a fucking truck, or they have a heart, like a random heart
But if
attack.
that's how
or an
they want to
aneurysm.
live their life and they don't
I know.
regret not trying
I'm not.
alcohol, then like that's...
I'm not saying they're wrong in the way they want to live their life. I'm saying that just because you live a healthy lifestyle doesn't mean you're going to live forever and look young.
That's true. Events that you don't expect to happen
Yeah,
could
like-
happen.
Some fucking healthy people, they just like all of a sudden get a brain aneurysm and they're paralyzed for the rest of their life, or they just die. Right?
Yeah. I agree.
And then you get people, there's videos of people, I know, okay, of course it's not, you shouldn't smoke in packs a day, but just, it's so weird. People like smoke a pack a day their entire life and they're 96 years old. Like how the fuck does that work?
Their lungs are probably shit though.
Yeah, but they lived longer than like,
People who are
96
26
is
and,
still
like,
far, I don't know what the average age is.
For life?
What is it, the average life expectancy of a human in North America is, but it's probably like 75 to 85 maybe. I'm pretty sure women live longer, but
Because we're smarter.
questionable. Is that it? Are you done? I'm done. I don't want to eat anymore. I could, and I know it's against Mukbang.
Yeah, you're supposed to finish
Ethics.
every single noodle in a mukbang.
Yeah, but some
Can you
of those
just see
people
how
don't
much
think-
is
no,
left?
well, it's not bad. We actually did pretty good. Like, I mean, there's noodles left, but it's not like it's probably half a pack. Did you put all 4 in there?
3.
Okay, good. So we eat like a pack each, or a pack and a half ish.
Not even. I'm good. I
All
only
right.
ever like enjoy noodles every once in a while.
They're good, but I don't know.
Salty.
It's
That's
better
it.
when there's an egg in there, for sure.
Close it off.
That's what we should have done, is like put broth in our bowl with an egg and then take noodles and put it in the broth. We fucked up.
Next time.
You know what I mean? Like dump some of it in.
Next time we can do a McDonald's mukbang. This is the excuse of the only way I can get you to eat junk
Why don't
is if
we...
we film a mukbang.
Okay, so if we have one cheat meal a week, then it's the mukbang.
Okay. Done.
Alright, everyone. Thanks.
Thanks for watching.
Goodbye.
Have you been making eye contact this entire time?
I don't know. It's gonna be weird watching that back.
And like barely made eye contact. Cause I've just kind of been like trying to have a normal